Guys, if you called it in one of my previous videos, I said I'm going to do the unthinkable mod because I live in Florida. Anybody figure out what that was? Let's go see. I am doing an AC delete. Why? Well, first thing I want to address is I had to cut these out. Everything was seized up, all the quick disconnects. I had the tool. I tried to make my own to reach in further. Everything was seized. There's pinholes in the line. So for me to redo my AC system, all of this would have to be replaced regardless. Every single drop of it. And I tried to just disconnect it to make it easier. I even cut on this side, so if I can ever get that off, but I sprayed it with PB Blaster, everything, it will not come out even with the tool. So I had to cut it up here. So I'm bypassing it. But look at all this freaking room it just opened up. I mean, I think I'm gonna move this over here, and just all that now is just open from the valve covers. I think that's going to be a great little setup, especially if I move that over there. I think it's going to be even better. We'll see how it goes, but I mean, I'm excited right now. I do have the AC delete pulley, and I'm going to weigh all this and see how much it dropped out. I will take this out eventually, the AC condenser. I am not today. My back is killing me. I've been at it for a while now. Like I said, I was going to show y'all disconnected and everything, but I ended up having to cut it because it was so seized on. And I'll show you a little bit of why that is. So down here, first of all, you can see all this room that I'm going to have. People love to talk about living by the beach, but they don't want to talk about the negative effects. So I'm going to have to wire brush that. That's all surface rust. None of it's real bad. But I'm going to have to redo all this. So that little bit of corrosion, you can see like right there on that little thing holding these two lines together, that's all it needs to start getting pinholes to start. And I'm pretty sure that's why it's seized on. Look at this on my rack right here. That's just a metal tube, but that surface rust, if it gets in them joints where you're supposed to be putting the tool in, I mean, you're pretty much done. So rather than spending the money to replace it, and I'm trying to go, you know, kind of race car mode anyway. I know it's never going to be a race car, never be fast, but might as well drop the weight. And I haven't used my AC in 2 years, so why not just get rid of it? So I'm going to get I already got the AC delete pulley. I'm going to go ahead and install it and see how everything goes. Alright, so one thing I want to discuss that I haven't seen anything. This is the Dorman bypass pulley 34191. And I never really got an explanation when I was looking online what all these spacers are for. So, to give people like at ease, because it's easy to figure out, this spacer right here is if this pulley needs to set out further, like if it don't line up with the belt. The reason is this same pulley setup is used on F-150s and other things, and there might be some variances. So, if you notice all this room that this has, that gives it enough room for this spacer to set behind this pulley to set it out if it's not in line with your belt. These spacers right here help keep everything in line. When you put it in the hole, it takes up the space and makes sure it sits even. And if you look, you can see the 3 holes here. Let's see how well I can get up underneath here. You see the hole right here? You can take, and that goes in there just like that, and that makes sure it don't move a little bit or the other. So I'm gonna put all these in here and get everything lined up and get it bolted up, and that's all there is to it. Unless that pulley don't line up, then you put that spacer in. Okay guys, this is the top side, this is the bottom, like toward the bottom of the oil pan. This one and this one take the long spacer that goes into the actual block in this, and then this one, the short spacer, goes back here just to keep it where there's no play and the bolt's got perfect tension on it. So short, long, long, and it's bolted down. Sorry for the sun glare, my phone don't really adjust for that. But now all I gotta do is put the belt on and figure out the best way to run all this where it's out of the way of everything. And then should be good to go. And there it is. Now if you're wondering, I had to undo this to cut these. These are really freaking sharp. And let's see. It cut me pretty good twice. But, you know, the saying, blood, sweat, and tears in your car. There it is. So pulley's on. And I want to get the compressor and this stuff weighed. This, I'll look up the specs on how much this weighs. Like I said, I'm not pulling it right now. My back is about shot. And as usual, the rain clouds are coming in. And I want to get some mowing done. So, see how this goes. Since I can't weigh myself and film at the same time, I will put up the specs from LMR of weight loss. That is 20 pounds. This with the brackets, condenser and everything is, or not condenser, I'm sorry, the accumulator, all that shit right there is 15 pounds. So that's 35 right there. And then if I get the AC condenser out, that's another 8 pounds. So we're looking at 43 pounds total. Off the front of the car. Again, that's another, you know, another big weight savings off the front of the car. And like I said, that was 3 pounds with everything. So 40 pounds off the front of the car once I remove the AC condenser. As it sits right now, it's 35 pounds. So we'll call that a win right now. And plus, I don't have to worry about any of this crap anymore. I mean, all this stuff is, you can see right here, it's corroded here. It's corroded here. It was all this, if you can see this white stuff, it's in the pit. Of course that fell in the sand, so, but all this stuff is just terrible. It's bad. All this right here, starting the pit, starting to go through, and this stuff was just seized on there. Like I broke a tool. I made a homemade tool. It wouldn't work. Nothing would work. So the surface rust ain't nothing to play around with. So I definitely got to get some brushes and some paint and go at it. That should still be good. That's, I think, less than a year old. So, but I do love how much room is over here now. Like, look at all that open space. Shows me how dirty my engine bay is. But like I said, I really want to move that over there, and I might try to figure out something, way to mount that back there. But I do need to get them covered up and stuff. And when that comes out, them lines will come out with a condenser, so I don't have to worry about that. But that's it. So guys, I don't know how well y'all are keeping track, but taking the seats out, the AC out, everything out of my car that I've did so far. From the factory mock system to everything else, I've dropped probably 350 pounds out of my car. I'll tally it up exactly how much I've dropped out in another video. I had it all wrote down, but I lost it. But yeah, I'm getting excited because a lot of people don't realize, you know, like an Aero Atom, it's only got like 200 horsepower, but it weighs like 1,300 pounds. It has the power to weight ratio close to a Bugatti Veyron, which obviously has like 1,200 horsepower. So it's crazy to think about power to weight in that respect. This car has surprised many people that thought they was just going to walk away from it, walk out of its life, demolish it, because they don't realize it's dropped that much weight out of it. And stock GTs, new edges, I haven't had one yet that stood a chance, and I even raced one that was cammed. Mind you, it was a stick. I don't know how good of a driver he was. I just know that he wasn't even close to me. So he could have had stock gears. I didn't ask him his mods. I'm not a big racer, and I'm not going to sit here and brag about shit that I haven't done. And there's plenty of cars that I thought that I was going to beat, and I got walked. So one of them being a Hyundai Genesis. Yeah, that bitch was bad. But thank y'all for watching. Sorry for rambling. Hopefully this will help somebody out. Like I said, I didn't find nothing with them spacers or anything, and It's pretty self-explanatory once you get underneath it and look at it. Oh, I mean, that's the only way it can go. But if you're trying to get a mental picture of how it goes beforehand, like I was, there's nothing out there. So I hope this helps. Thank y'all for watching.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shooting for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with these 16 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shooting for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with these 16 bars. I won't turn around, I won't